All right, guys. My next guest has been in the UFC since his early 20s. In 2018, he fought before that in Bellator World Series of Fighting. And now in 29, he's made the decision to take a break from MMA and retire after an incredible career. I'm going to be talking to Tarantula, Jalin Turner on Submission Radio. How are you, man?
I'm doing good, man. How's everything with you?
Good, man. Good. Let's see. Yep. Good, man. Good. So let me just ask you, dude, it's been a little bit of time since UFC 313. I got to ask you, how are you feeling? It must have been a massive weekend for you. Has everything set in? Has everything settled in? How are you feeling right now?
A lot has settled in. You know, it's settling in slowly but surely. You know, I feel okay. You know, I just want to take it day by day. You know, I'm getting a lot of like love and recognition about it and like support, and you know, it feels really good. You know, it feels really good, and you know, I'm just soaking it in one moment at a time, and you know, just seeing what doors God opens for me. You know.
What did it feel like for you, Jalin, to actually verbalize it and say it out loud at UFC 313, you know, and let everybody know that you're done? Because I imagine it would be very different to thinking about it, but then actually verbalizing it and putting it out there in front of everybody like that.
Man, you know, it still kind of feels surreal. The more I talk about it, the more I speak on it, you know, the more real and the more it sets in. But I at the same time, I kind of felt a relief when I did it, you know, when I said like, you know, that's it. And, you know, it's just been something I dedicated my life to, my life, like, you know, the last 12 years of my life. It gave me so much. And it was just really bittersweet, you know, but I just knew, you know, in the mental standing I'm in, not having the fire that I need, like I just yeah, I just know I just need to be away. I just don't need to be halfway in, not all the way in mentally. You know, like I don't care about, you know, a win or a loss as long as like mentally I'm there. Mentally, like I'm not there to quit. You know, I'm not there to give up. I'm not there to like I'm not in my mind. I'm not willing to go die or kill in the octagon. And for me, that's something I always, you know, I feel like I needed, and it's not there. You know, it's not there. Like I do still feel like I have the skills to compete. You know, I have the attributes, I have the talent. But if you're not willing to give it your all, then it's a dangerous game to play. And you know, I'm in one of the most dangerous divisions. And yeah, man, it was a hard decision, man. It was really hard, but I've been struggling with it, the thought of it, since UFC 300, and it just finally happened.
So UFC 300, is that when it first sort of crossed your mind? Do you remember the moment where you were like, man, I don't know, like this just doesn't feel like it used to for me?
It honestly started before 300. Like there would be time, you know, like when I lost to Dan and Gamma, you know, I was like, man, that's it, I'm over it, you know. But everybody says that off after a loss, you know what I mean? Everybody's like, F this, forget this, you know? So it was normal, you know? It was like, it wasn't like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna retire, like I'm really gonna like stop. Like I just said it in the moment. You know, my coaches would be like, be quiet, you're not gonna do it, you're good, you know, like it'll be okay, you're gonna get over it in a few days. And I would, you know, and I always would. And, you know, UFC 300, it didn't go away. You know,
This
I
is
kept trying to make
the
it go.
Moicano fight happened, and then after the fight, rather than it going away, it just kind of stayed with you.
Yeah, it just kept consuming me. I just kept not wanting to go back. I felt like I was overcome with the fear of failure, the fear of losing, and the fear of not giving it my all. Like there was so many factors. Like my mental wasn't there. Like I've been having stress in like my personal life. there's been so much going on that just kind of like hindered my mindset, and I just couldn't find a place of consistency in my head to want to compete. And, you know, like anytime you fight, you have fear, you have nerves, you have all these things. It's all normal in the realm of fighting.
Mm-hmm.
But it was just so strong in me. It was so sticky. Like I could not get away from it. And even before this fight, you know, I was like, oh, I don't think I'm going to fight anymore. You know, I was like, I went out to Dubai to go train, get ready for this fight. Some stuff happened out there, you know, stuff happened back home. And mentally, I'm just gone. I'm just over it. I'm like, I don't even want to like do it anymore. I talked to my management, and I'm like, you know what? Like, I don't think I'm gonna take this fight. I think I need some more time. And I ended up seeing the fight contract. I don't know why. I don't know what happened, but I still got sent the fight contract. And, you know, I prayed about it, thought about it, and I was like, man, I feel like God told me like not to let fear win. So I got the contract, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna do it. And like I was like, I'm gonna just do it, get over this fear, just overcome what I feel is like bothering me. You know, that's something I always pride myself on, is like getting over my fears. How I got the nickname Tarantula to begin with. You know, I was afraid of spiders and tarantulas, and I got one. Um, yeah, man, I signed the fight contract, and you know, everything was a go. And then it's still like I'm still wrestling in my head with, all right, I don't want to do this. All right, I'm gonna do it. No, I'm already locked in. I'm committed. Like, and it was just a battle, you know. Like, this is the thing, though. This is the thing. Like, I want fans to understand is all these things are normal. When you fight, when you sign that contract, you get afraid. You're afraid of your opponent. You get fearful. You
Mm-hmm.
get scared. You don't want to do it. You think about like, oh man, I hope he like slips and falls on the way to the octagon so we don't have to fight. Like you think all these things, and it's normal. And this these times it not felt like it felt like I really didn't want to do it. You know, I didn't want to overcome it. I didn't want to like push past it. I didn't want to like I just didn't have the desire to push through it. You know, I didn't have the desire to push through these negative thoughts. Like I'm just like, all right, they're coming, they're here. I'm thinking them. And it's like it's really deterring me. It's really deterring me. It's really deterring me. And I'm just like, man, like I'm just consumed with it. I'm overcome. I get depressed behind these thoughts. Like, why am I thinking this way? This isn't me. Like, so I just really had to just take it all into account. You know, take it all into account. Like the losses I had really hurt. You know, a lot of it just got built up over time. And you know, honestly, like the UFC 300, I'm gonna just speak on this.
Yeah.
I really wanted to win on that fight. You know, it was like the biggest card I ever fought on. I felt like it was such a redemption moment. I wanted to make a statement there. I wanted to like win. And you know, everybody talks about, oh, I tried to walk off KO Moicano. Like that's not even what happened. You know, like I literally came to a moment of clarity where I didn't want to continue to hurt this man. You know, like I kept seeing the clip of him fighting Rafael Fiziev, and I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna drop him just like that, and then like I'm gonna get him just like that. And you know, when it happened, when I seen him fall, I didn't want to keep hitting him. I don't know why. I just feel like God just opened my mind, and I was like, just gave me clarity. Like I don't. So it's nothing new. I'm not like no knock about it. Like I'm not trying to be Mr. Walk-Off King. Like, but for me, like the way I feel about it, I just didn't want to hurt him. I just didn't want to keep hurting him. You know what I mean? And it cost me the fight. You know, it cost me the fight.
So,
And
so
that's something
explain that to me, Jalin. So, like in that moment in the fight, you were like, "All right, I know what I got to do here," but just a part of you just didn't want to do it. Like there was something stopping you from
it just did.
doing what you knew you
Yeah,
had to do.
yeah. It's like I just had a pause. I just had I can't explain it, but I just had like a moment of clarity when everything just went, and I was like, whoa, like I didn't want to keep going. I didn't want to hit him. Didn't want to ground a pound. Like I don't know what it was. Like I just that was it, you know. And then it cost me the fight. You know what I mean? Like, and it's just mental. It's so mental. Like there's so many mental things and so many things that went on. after that, man, like life just became such a roller coaster. And, you know, it was a lot of highs and lows, ups and downs, good things, bad things. But um, I just got deterred and just off put by fighting.
Mm,
That's the gist of it. Like it's so much personal stuff that went on that I really don't want to get into all of it. You know what I mean? I don't
for
really want to like
sure.
publicize so much of it,
Is
but
everything
you know,
okay though? Like, I know you don't want to talk about the personal stuff, but is everything going better for you in your personal life? Are things in a place for you, better place for you personally?
um, um, yeah, they're getting there. They're, yeah, I think everything's gonna be good. Everything's gonna be good. Everything's gonna be, you know, smooth. I think this transition gonna help me a lot, and I just need to just get back to some structure in my life and some consistency, and everything will be okay. You know, I have good people around me. Like I've been talking to a psychiatrist since I fought Dan, so you know, like he's been helping me work on my mental skills. So it's not like I haven't had help, you know, and like even having help talking to someone like a professional helping me, like I still have been feeling this way, you know. So
Mm,
I just have to change, you know, just some things in my personal life really had to change and just be adjusted.
yeah.
You know, it's all good.
Let me ask you this, man. UFC 313 the other weekend, when you were walking out to that octagon, you said you didn't really want to take the fight. You got the contract, you know, you signed it, but it didn't feel right. What were you feeling walking to that octagon this past weekend? It must have been like a crazy feeling, right? Because you knew you didn't really feel right about being there, but you're still walking out and everyone's still, all eyes are on you. It must have been a crazy feeling.
Um, Honestly, walking to the octagon, I felt okay. Like I felt good. I it was almost I almost felt like I kept telling myself like I'm just gonna go to a hard sparring session.
Hmm.
Like I just kept telling myself that it's just gonna be a hard sparring session. It's not gonna be too crazy. Like you're gonna be good. Like everything's gonna be okay. I was just like telling myself these things. I was literally like praying before I was walking out. Like Lord, just be with me. Make sure everybody's okay. Make sure we're both like healthy. Like if I get the victory, like keep me safe. Fear, overcome everything. Like I'm ready to go. I'm ready to do this. And I I, I didn't feel out of place, but I didn't feel like I needed to be where I wanted to be to get the victory. Like walking out, I felt okay. I felt good, you know, and I felt really comfortable. In an ironic way, this was like the most comfortable I felt walking to the octagon because I didn't, you know, like I don't know how to explain it. I just felt like everything wasn't. It didn't feel like I was going to go fight like for my life or
Mm,
fight to the death or like fight seriously. You know, I don't know how I felt like I was about to flow. And when I got in there, I did. And usually when you go fight, like you get all these nerves, you feel heavy, everything's super slowed down, like you just don't know what's going on. I didn't feel any of that. I really felt like I was at a like hard sparring session, and I felt good. But the bad thing about that was, as soon as I got into a bad position, when I got into that triangle, I didn't have that fight to get out because I wasn't like in that mindset, like, oh, I need to fight to get out. I need to do everything I
mm.
can to get out of this. So
What were you
again,
thinking in that moment in the triangle as you were in the tough position?
I I just asked myself, I was just thinking, like, do I want to really fight out of this?
Hmm.
Like, do I want to fight my hardest to get out of this? Because, like, granted, like it was a really tight triangle, you know. But like, if you could see, like, I had moments where I was just thinking, like, I'm like thinking, if I want to tap, like, should I tap? Like, should I let this go? I already seen like my path to getting the defense going. You know, I know he started like pulling on my head, but like I'll have to. What I had to do was just triangle my legs. Like one leg was already close to his head. I just had to triangle my legs, pull my leg over, and just fight to get my head out, just to create space, and then I could have got out. But
Yeah.
I was like, do I want to fight that hard to get out right now? And I didn't. I just
Wow.
didn't. And and yeah, I tapped. I gave it to him. You know, and that's you know that's what I mean by like mindset, like to fight, you know. I don't want to keep going in there. I don't even like test myself going in there and having a mindset like that because it's dangerous, you know. Like what if, you know, like this kid, like what if the next guy is coming just trying to knock my head off and I'm just like, oh, okay, like trying to weather a storm and like I don't bite down, you know, or something. I don't know. Like what if I'm in another bad submission attempt and I just it's one thing to, you know, it's one thing to get in there and compete, have fun, move, flow. But when you get into like a situation like that where you have to fight, like you have to become a fighter, you have to come like that killer instinct has to come out. That's the only way you're gonna get out of something like that, you know. And like respectfully, I don't remember the last time I tapped to a triangle, even in the gym. You know, I've been in triangles that tight in the gym like consistently, especially this last year training at Matt Arroyo's gym, you know, in Tampa. And you know, like that's when I knew like it was like I don't have it right now. I don't have it in me because I didn't want to fight to get out. I didn't want to fight my hardest. You know what I mean? Like I wanted to be in the fight. You know, I wanted to be there. I wanted to go have fun, like make it a good experience. You know, but there's another level that you really need to be at the top of the division. You know, in top 15, you really like have to have that hunger. And mine is you know, mine just is gone. You know, it's just not there. And I understand it and I respect it. And I respect the game enough to step away knowing that I feel this way.
Jalin, thanks for that, man. I appreciate all the honesty. And, you know, I just got to say as well, it's really nice for you to open up because there's a lot of guys out there who can't talk about, you know, some of the anxieties that we go through, some of the stuff that we deal with. And I think for people to hear the stuff and the way they open up, I think it's really refreshing. And I think this is really going to help a lot of people watching because even if, you know, we're not fighters, we go through these anxieties in other parts of our life. And I think it's really cool for you to talk about it. I want to ask you though, man, like you from a young age have been at the highest level of MMA. I've spoken to people like Chuck Mindenhall and Luke Thomas and Brian Campbell and the best media people in the world. And all these people have believed that you would become a UFC champion one day, that you were the future of the division. But I wonder, from your perspective, having that much pressure put on you from a young age, being in the sport from such a young age, did you find moments where it was kind of strange or maybe even stressful having people have such big expectations from you from such an early on time when, you know, you're still trying to figure out who you are as a person and what you want to do with life?
The only time it really got stressful, to be honest, was honestly just recently. You know, I still had that mindset. I I actually had a setback when I went pro because I was so adamant about, oh yeah, I'm gonna be this next big thing. I trained at
That's right.
Jackson Wink, you
You
know,
gave
like
yourself like a number of years to get to the UFC, right? Like you gave yourself all these goals.
yeah. And you know, like the pressure never bothered me. I already set so much on myself and I was already used to it. And I just started to get burnt out. And honestly, like I said, up until recently, that's when mentally I started feeling the pressure. Like even after I fought on you know, when I made my UFC debut, like I felt no pressure. I didn't feel anything, even though it didn't come my way. Like after that fight, I was like, okay, I'm hungry. Let's do this. You know, I didn't feel like, oh, I'm not gonna touch the belt. I'm not gonna, you know, I was still in it. I was still completely in it. I just think um like I said recently, I just felt like I started getting pushed too much, and I felt like I started getting pushed out of my direction, and I started feeling like people close to me, they wanted me to be champion more than I did, and they wanted me to do it their way, and it started to make me hate the sport, you know, and hate training, and it like there's just so man, like I really wish like I can tell you guys the extent of everything that I was going through without like, you know, bashing anybody's name or, you know, putting anybody else down, you know, because I that's absolutely not what I want to do. But um, yeah, I just went through so much mentally before this fight and then this last year, and you know, like just trying to shift gears and like, you know, people have always believed in me, you know, like they see my talents, like especially when you see me in the gym, like when people see me in the gym, they're like, oh my gosh, this kid is special. Like I've heard this since I first started. You know, that was one of my biggest motivators. Brady Fink was one of the first people that told me I was going to be a champion. I won't ever forget it. And Adam Rothweiler, they both told me I'm going to be a champion. And yeah, and I just kept trying to pursue it. I didn't, even when I lost, I never really felt deterred. Like I was like, all right, bump in the road, learning lesson. Like, let's go to the next one, you know. And it just recently just kept getting heavier, man, and like kept getting harder and like harder to see the vision. Like the vision just got blurred, and it just took away the fun. Like everything, like it stopped being fun. Like it's already a job, you know. It just became such a hassle to like try to keep up with certain things and aspects and like ways that people, because like, dude, like I got to the UFC, I got through training, like I didn't really have like a solid like team, you know. I was always training at other gyms. Like I had like my core people, but I like to do things like my way in a sense, you know. I like to have fun in camp. You know, I put the pressure on myself. I get myself ready. Like I will do my own strength and conditioning, work with my coach on strength and conditioning, X, Y, and Z. Like I'm running my 10 miles, whatever I needed to. Like I was really self-disciplined. And I feel like I just started getting pressure from like I just started getting unnecessary pressure from like just coaching, like life, like everything was just took a big change and shift, and it just put a bad taste in my mouth.
Let me ask you this, man. If I was in your position, I would also wonder, you know, what would be the reaction of the MMA community once I say it out loud? Can you hear me? Hello?
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, you froze a little bit.
All good. If I was in your position, you know, I'd also kind of, one of the things I would stress about is people's reaction once I say it, right? Like the perception from the MMA community, because, you know, you've been in it for such a long time. How nice did it feel for you when you saw so much support coming from guys like Gilbert Burns and, you know, even your opponent, UFC 313, and everybody out there just wanting to support you and embrace you, and also being so positive about it all? Was a part of you sort of not relieved, but it must have been nice to see, right? The positivity and the positive reaction that people gave after you made it official.
That's one of the things, man, that has really kept my head above water. I didn't expect all the love and support and positivity. I didn't you know, like dang, it's hard. You know, it's hard because like I'm always like really hard on myself and critical, you know, as most athletes are. I didn't feel like I did enough, you know, to receive the love and support that I got. So it was yeah, it means the world, you know, it really does. Cause like now, like it's a lot of pressure taken off. You know, I look back and I'm like, I do wish I could have did more. You know, like I could do more. But man, like it's tough, bro. It's tough. It's not a sport for everybody, and like I do look back and I am like proud of my accomplishments. You know. So.
Yeah, man. I mean, you've had an incredible run, and I know you're hard on yourself because, you know, you're an athlete and you always want to get the best out of yourself, but you have so much to be proud of, man, across all the best organizations, World Series of Fighting, Bellator, UFC. I know from your perspective, maybe, you know, unless you won the title, it's never enough. But from our perspective, man, we've loved watching you. You've had a massive impact in everybody's lives in the MMA community. And I want to thank you, man, because I don't know what's going to happen next, but you know, I've been very privileged and honored to watch you do your thing. You should be very proud of yourself. You should be very proud of yourself.
Yeah, thank you, man. Thank you. I'm seeing it from a different lens, a different perspective. So I'm showing myself a bit of grace here, and I'm really thankful for all you guys.
All right, guys, I just want to thank Manscaped for making sure Submission Radio is still around and pumping out the content for you. As you know, there's a lot of costs that go into making this program, and Manscaped makes it possible for me to bring the show to you. And what about this? The best grooming tools for men in the world. You go to manscaped.com/submission right now. Get your code word submission, 20% off and free shipping. I want to bring your attention to the Manscaped Beard and Balls Bundle. It has you covered from cheek to cheek. It's time to weed whack, hedge trim, and make sure the lawn is looking manicured for the season. Because nothing says fresh start like a sharp beard, and more importantly, a properly landscaped lawn. Join over 12 million men worldwide who trust Manscaped and use the code word submission, 20% off and free shipping right now. The Beard Hedger keeps your beard crisp like a freshly bloomed flower, while the Lawnmower 5.0 Ultra clears out the underbush, because confidence grows best with the right tools. You get customizable trimming, the skin-safe technology designed to minimize nicks and irritation. And what about the long-lasting power? Enjoy up to 60 minutes of runtime with the Beard Hedger and 75 minutes with the Lawnmower 5.0 Ultra. It's waterproof design. Both devices feature waterproof design. And you can get it risk-free now. Manscaped offers a 30-day money-back guarantee. It's manscaped.com right now. Use the code word submission. Get 20% off and free shipping today. And don't forget to share it on socials with us. I'll be sharing all of your purchases through our Instagram stories, so make sure to tag us at Submission Radio. And thanks for supporting the program. And guys, I also want to talk to you about SAILY. SAILY supports this show as well with its beautiful eSIM, one of the best eSIMs on the market today. Don't line up at the airport having to change out your SIM cards. If you sign up to these local plans that lock you in for a month at a time, are you kidding me? Forget that. SAILY is so simple. Look at this right now. I jump on the app, I choose my location, I choose my plan, and boom, I am ready to go. You can use one SAILY account for all sorts of destinations. Don't create a new account every time you go somewhere else. It's cheap, it's easy. It gives you the amount of data that you need, and you get an ad blocker on there and threat protection, so it protects you from malicious malware as you travel the world. As you connect to all of these different Wi-Fis, be protected with SAILY. It is the best in the business, and I just want to tell you guys right now, you can support the show and yourself by going online and using the code word submission at SAILY, or go to saily.com/submission, or click the link in the description below. You get 15% off your first purchase. That's 15% off your first purchase, and you guys can try it right now. Go to saily.com/submission now. Support this show. Every single purchase makes it possible for SAILY to keep supporting this program and keeps the show coming out. Even more importantly, keeps you protected in all that travel. So go to saily.com right now /submission. And now back to the program. Yeah, man, you got to be kind to yourself, dude. You've done an incredible thing. You fought at the highest of levels longer than most people can. And you've had so many memorable moments for all of us. You should be really proud of yourself. I got a couple of fan questions. Before I go to those, what on everybody's mind is, what's next, right? Now you've got this great opportunity to be able to dedicate yourself to some of your passions and things you're excited about. Is there anything that you're most excited about to be able to sort of spend some real time on now that you're sort of taking a break from MMA?
Honestly, I'm pretty hyped to to be able to skateboard and not worry about having like a major injury, you know? But honestly, just everything I'm already passionate about, like animals, skateboarding, dog training, you know, like just focusing on my life, man. Like just the things that I love and like are my little hobbies that keep me going, you know, and just keep me happy, and just everything, man. I'm just excited to apply myself in a new avenue of life, you know. Like I really pride myself on learning new skills and learning things. I just like to learn new things. So I think I'm ready to apply myself somewhere else and however else, and you know, just see where life takes me.
Well, dude, you know what? One of the exciting things is you don't know what's next, right? Whereas before you knew you'd have to fight, you had a schedule, you'd had to be in the gym. Now you're free to do whatever you want. You're free to figure out what you want to do. You're free to live your life, and that's a real freedom that especially, you know. And I'm really excited for you. I got a couple of fan questions here before we wrap up. First fan question. Wrong one. Where is it? First fan question. What's your favorite skateboard trick to pull off? Knockout of the day wants to know. Do you have one that you love to do?
Switch tray. That's my number one. That's my go-to.
And by the way, Jose Youngs is asking, when are we going to throw down and skate? Do you have a response for him?
Sure, give me a training camp to get my tricks back, and we can do it.
I got a question here. I know you've broken everything down, but I've had a lot of people write in about this. So I just want to quickly get your thoughts on it. Left Lane MMA was just asking, did you ever consider a move back to welterweight as a way of taking some time off the stress of weight cut and being able to just enjoy the process rather than cut weight the whole time? You know, cutting weight wasn't really an issue, and you've explained why you've decided to take a break from the sport, but was what going back to welterweight ever something you thought about?
No. When I fought welterweight, I walked around at 173. I didn't eat dinner the day before, and I made weight. Like Luke weighed in at 190 the night we fought. That's why that spinning elbow had no effect on him, because he just walked through it and ate it, you know? No, welterweight is not in my future. Like, even for this camp, man, like, I was walking around at like 175, 177. The weight cut was the easiest it's ever been. I overcut. I was 154 the night before. I got to eat some watermelon, drink some water. Like, I'm a natural 55er.
Awesome. All right, last one here. We know your nickname is the Tarantula. If you weren't called the Tarantula, what would your nickname be? And I guess because you've been fighting for so long, right, you might have come across a few nicknames and you thought, oh man, this could be a cool one. This could be a cool one. What would be your nickname if it wasn't the Tarantula, you reckon?
The other two that I liked were like Mantis, Praying Mantis, or something like that, and Scorpion. Those are like the other two, like that.
Oh, the Scorpion! And then you could do like a Sting thing and hit people with a Scorpion deathlock in that octagon. I love it, brother. I love it. All right, as we wrap up, what is your message to all the fans out there? I know you're getting around to some of the messages people are sending you, but there's so many coming through. You probably haven't had a chance to respond to everybody. What's your message to everybody out there who's watching this right now?
My message to everybody is I appreciate all you guys. I'm sorry if I don't get to everybody's messages, but, you know, the love and support is real, man. Like, keep the love in MMA. You know, so much like toxicity, a lot of like crazy people, crazy kids say crazy stuff. Keep showing love and support to your fighters, please. It means the world. Like, it keeps us going, keeps them going for sure.
All right, Jalin. Well, I'm excited to see what happens next for you, man. Let's stay in touch, and congratulations on an incredible career. Thank you so much for all the great moments, and thank you so much for all the great things you've achieved. You should be really proud of yourself. Thanks for joining me on Submission Radio.
Thank you so much, man. I appreciate you. I'm proud. I'm happy. Thank you.